and prevention public hearing. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. So thank you, Commissioners, for the opportunity to come and present for the second public hearing for the Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program. We're in the application process right now, and this is second public hearing as part of our citizen participation. Right here. So the funding, just kind of as a review, Fairfield County can apply for up to $400,000. It's a highly competitive grant. Only about 65% of applicants will receive the maximum request. There's $25 million available for this funding cycle. 77 counties are eligible, and it's a multi-grant year period. So if we're awarded, the grant period will begin December 1 of this year and end April 30 of 2026. And applications are due on June 21st. So the funding source, again, Community Development Block Grant from the feds, also the home funds from HUD, and then Housing Trust Fund, which is state funding that's available. So when we do the application, we basically say what we're going to do. We don't say we're going to apply for the CDBG or HUD home or trust fund. We say what we're going to do or what we want to do, and then the state determines what funding source to assign to us. So the eligible categories and activities for the program, primary housing activities, rehab assistance, which can be funded by both home funds and CDBG. This is owner rehab and rental rehab. Repair assistance, which can be funded through CDBG and trust fund. Again, owner rehab and rental, owner home repair and rental home repair. And then homeowner assistance through the home program. This can be down payment assistance tied with the rehab. And then also the fourth category, tenant-based rental assistance, which is funded by home. Other two categories, support activities, which are the fair housing component and the admin of the grant. Citizen participation. So we released a housing survey on April 27th of this year, inviting the public and our housing partners to participate and give us feedback on the program. We posted this survey to our website at Community Action. We held our first public hearing here on May 9th. We did present the CHIP eligible activities to the Fairfield County Housing Coalition on May 11th. Of course, we're holding the second public hearing today. And then we will also present the application activities that we want to apply for to the Housing Coalition on June 8th. So from the survey, I just have some high-level results of that, and I can dig into the numbers. I looked at the best way to try to present this so that it wasn't just a lot of percentages and so on. But overall, what we did with the survey is we took the questions, we used a monkey survey tool, and we asked people to rank of those activities that we reviewed. What do you see as the number one, number two, number three on down the line? So when we looked at the results of the survey and what activities were the most often the highest percentage of the first choice, second choice, and third choice, the highest ranked need was homeowner repairs. The second was homeowner rehab. The third was down payment assistance. The fourth was rehab rental for repairs on rentals. And then there was a question of no need for rehab repairs. There was a small number of people that said there was no need. Also in the survey results, we asked them to rank from a repair rehab standpoint what measures they saw as being important for the grant to address. So the number one rank was roof repairs, two was structural foundation, three was furnace repair replacement, fourth electrical, fifth plumbing, six hot water tank replacement, and number seven was on-site septic upgrades. So based on this was what, housing statistics for Fairfield County is kind of a review also from the last time. Population of 157,622. Number of housing units, there are 59,818 occupied units. The owner-occupied housing units are 44,142, which is 74%. The median value of the owner-occupied houses are 254,200. Now the rental units, we have 15,676 units, which is 26% of occupied, and median gross rent of 1,019. The source of this is the American Community Survey from the census data, which was uploaded or updated in 2021. So this is what we would propose for the program activities for the 2023 CHIP program. In terms of owner rehab, we would propose doing 4 units, a total of $264,400. That's an average of $66,100 average cost unit. There is a cap on the program of $75,000. One of the reasons that we can do an average cost per unit less than what the cap is because we have other leveraged funds available to us, which I'll get into in the detail. But when we can use our housing assistance grant, when we can use a USDA housing preservation grant, when we can use weatherization, HWAP, we can help put other dollars into that house to help bring down the unit costs for the CHIP program. The second area that we would recommend is homeowner repair. This is $93,600. This would be 6 units. Again, we calculate our average cost of being $15,600. The cap is $22,000. And we actually have, those programs can really help with the home repair program. If, for example, CHIP could go in and do a roof repair, which would allow then weatherization to come in and weatherize the whole unit of the home. Also, if we're doing other repairs on a home, we have the funding from Area Agency on Aging to do the passport program, which we can do accommodations, handicap accessibility, grab bars, and those kinds of things. You might wonder too, it's like, well, if homeowner repair was the #1 priority, why do we have more money in rehab than we have in repair? 2 things. One, of course, it costs less to do the minor repairs. And the other thing is there's actually a cap. The way that you put your program together, only 30% or less of the funding you're requesting can go to repair. So there is kind of an incentive or a structure there that would emphasize putting more money or more emphasis on the rehab units. And then, of course, admin and fair housing would be $42,000. That's $4,000 for the fair housing, $38,000 for the basic admin. Any questions on that piece? Okay. So again, homeowner rehab. This is electrical, plumbing, heating, wall structural components, roof walls, foundations. You can do room additions to alleviate overcrowding, and you can replace a unit if a home is just too far gone for doing rehab work. We've not done that, but you can do that. Under this section of the program, the household income has to be at 80% or below the area median income. So with this program too, the home dollars, it is a 100% forgivable loan over 5 years. 20% of the loan is forgiven every year for 5 years as long as the owner remains in the home. So they get the rehabs done, they stay in the home for 5 years, the forgivable loan is completely forgiven, and there's no cost to the homeowner. In terms of repair, again, these are the smaller measures that we can do on a home. Structural repairs, patching roof repairs, mechanical, hot water tank is one that we see a lot. Plumbing, well and septic. Weatherization, we can do weatherization measures as long as they're split measures. So if we're doing a HWAP home weatherization project on a unit, we can do breakout measures. In other words, CHIP could do the sidewall insulation while weatherization did the attic insulation, or you can split them up as long as they're what's called splittable measures. Accessibility that I talked about, the grab bars, kitchen, bathroom modeling, and then also lead paint elimination with households, children 6 or under. With this program, area median income has to be 50% or below in the household, and this is just a grant, so there's not a forgivable loan component. The income guidelines have actually been updated since the May 9th public hearing. They just recently came out, like last week, I think. So I did update the numbers. Of course, they went up, but this breaks down the home repair, the 50% of the income limits, and then rehab being the 80%. So you can kind of get a snapshot of what the eligibility based on the number of people in the household. Our leverage funds. So we do have some program income from some of the loans that were paid off from previous rehabs. So it's a total program income is $44,807. That's a split, a small part of CDBG, and the large part is the home $41,950. If awarded, we would need to spend the program income first before tapping into the grant. We're projecting from the Housing Assistance Grant, which is another home repair program from the Department of Development, $30,000. With weatherization, we're projecting a leveraging of $25,000. Electrical Partnership Program, which is part for electric companies that have funding available. It's tied to the PIP program, Percentage of Income Payment Plan. So that can go in and do measures such as appliance repairs, replacements for units that are not energy efficient. And again, the Area Agency on Aging funding for the house accommodations. And then we have an application in for the USDA Housing Preservation Grant, which that's, again, in the more rural areas of the county, which we're projecting we could leverage at $15,000. So we have a total leveraging effect of $136,307 for the program. And that's it in a nutshell. Any questions on our citizen participation, our public input, our survey, our recommendations for application?
So the $400,000 request, what do you think the prospects of receiving that full funding of?
So the current grant that we're in, that was we applied for 2021 and we received funding. We applied for $399,000 and we got the full $399,000. So I believe that we would, if approved, we would have a very good chance of getting the full $400,000.
Are you having any problems getting contractors to do the work?
So yeah, that pool continues to shrink. It's a challenge. We have so part of the application process is we identify the contractors that we're going to work with and put into a rotation for, or let them bid on the projects when they become available. We have 2 or 3 really good contractors that do a bulk of our work, and then we also have lead contractors as well that do the initial risk assessment as well as the remediation if there is lead in the home. But yeah, the pool is tight.
There are some other lead programs out there, right?
There are, yeah. And in fact, we actually have, Community Action has a partnership with the city of Lancaster for both healthy homes and lead remediation.
I just thank you. I'm not sure how you guys keep all those different opportunities and grant opportunities straight, but really appreciate that you're doing it. Appreciate that you're the guy there doing it, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bonnie or Jeff, any questions?
We appreciate you guys.
Thank you for your attention and feedback. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This hearing is closed. Thank you. Any additional items come before the Board of Commission?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye.